CPR saves more than 92,000 lives a year, according to the American Heart Association. But nearly 90% of sudden cardiac arrest patients die before reaching the hospital because they don't get this life-saving measure. Sarasota County EMS Operations Captain Dana Anderson is here to show us how easy it is to learn the hands-only method.
That's right.
We're so glad to have you show us this because we're not real sure about this.
Okay.
So you don't have to breathe into anybody's mouth anymore.
So a lot of people are quite uncomfortable with putting their mouth on a stranger.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is, this is something that they can do without having to be intimidated by that. It's pretty easy, and as Linda pointed out, it could definitely make a difference in saving lives.
So it could save somebody's life if you did this.
Absolutely.
Well, so why did not more people learn how to do it then?
Well, I think old CPR standards was kind of intimidating. There was a lot to know and a lot to learn. You know, you had the ratio between breaths and chest compressions, and then put that together with a very stressful situation, potentially a emotionally charged situation, and I think a lot of people are intimidated and uncomfortable with it.
About being in charge of a life.
Right. So this is a little bit easier, a little bit simpler way, and it's better than not doing anything at all by
That was my question. I know that, there's sometimes a small time in between a person passing out or having the heart attack and the ambulance getting there. So is the idea just to have something helping to flow that blood through the body until EMS gets?
Yes, absolutely. What you're doing is you're circulating the blood through the body while we're getting on scene. So just to give you an idea, it takes about 6 to 8 minutes from the time that 911 is called until we arrive on the scene, and every minute that goes by reduces the chance of survival by 10%. So as Linda pointed out, so 10 minutes is basically it.
Wow, that's amazing. So there is a Pulse Point app to help you with this. Tell me about the app.
It's a very exciting new app that we're going to be rolling out in Sarasota County. Essentially what it is you sign up for this app if you're CPR trained. If there's an event, a sudden cardiac arrest, it alerts you to your phone, and it also tells you where the nearest AED is, which is an automatic external defibrillator. And it even shows you pictures of where it is. So if something were to happen in this building, it would show me exactly where the AED was in the building, and I could go get it and start doing CPR and put the AED on the patient while we're waiting for EMS to arrive.
Technology is wonderful. That's a great thing to have. But still, you've got to get down here and do it yourself. Can you show us how to do that?
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the lower part of the chest, and basically right about where the nipple line is, you're going to put the heel of your right hand right in the center of the chest. You're going to lock your fingers together, and the key is you want to be, this is on a table, it's a little bit more difficult, but you want your shoulders directly above the patient, and you're going to use your body weight to push down. And the key is you're going to go hard and fast. We want to be doing at least 100 a minute. That's pretty fast.
How do you know how many 100 a minute?
Okay, so the song Staying Alive?
Yes.
You're going to do it to that tempo.
Okay.
So you think about that song, Staying Alive?
Staying alive.
There you go.
Staying alive, staying alive.
So just remember, hard and fast, and we're going for at least 100 compressions a minute.
That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
But it will save this person's life?
Yes, potentially.
And I have a question. I would think the reason a lot of people don't jump in and do it is because they're afraid of doing it wrong and having it cause
hurting them.
more harm than good. Is that possible? Is there something I can be doing wrong, and how do I make sure that I'm not?
Sure, the key is, like I said, just make sure that you're in the right place. You want to be right in the lower half of the chest.
Okay.
So you're going to be pushing on the sternum, which is obviously a bony part of the chest.
We don't want to be cracking ribs if we're too low.
Right. And the thing is doing nothing is worse than doing something.
May I borrow your dummy?
Of course.
No, I think that's a really important thing for people to understand, that doing nothing is worse than something, because if you're paralyzed by the fear of hurting someone, it's better than not trying to help.
Correct. Yes.
Because I think it is intimidating for all of us.
Yeah.
But definitely a lot less intimidating for not having to breathe.
Pumping like that will help it get through the blood system, get through the
circulates
body.
the blood through the body, and not doing mouth to mouth isn't as big of a deal as they once thought it was. It's more important to keep the blood circulating through the body.
Wow.
It would be a wonderful thing to know that you saved a life like this.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to have, they're going to be teaching this hands-only CPR at our fire department open house, which is this weekend on the 7th.
Oh, that'll be great.
And it only takes about 15 minutes to get trained in the hands-only CPR, and then you can sign up for the Pulse Point app, and like I was saying before, it'll tell you where a sudden cardiac event is and where the nearest AED is. So
Oh, that is wonderful. So it's this Saturday, and you can go to heart.org to get more information, but it's October 7th, and you can save a life by knowing this, just by giving it 15 minutes.
great.
And when we come back, Dr. Jenny is going to tell us how not to be so stressed out and overwhelmed.